Ladies and gentlemen, beloved friends, brothers and sisters who dare to reach for something greater, come a little closer today because what I am about to share with you is not just advice. It is a lifeline. It is a key. It is the one decision that could separate the life you are living right now from the life you were born to live. I want to talk to you about something simple, something powerful, something that costs you nothing but time and courage, and that is teaching your mouth to speak English. Not memorizing it from grammar books, not typing it on a screen, but speaking it, breathing it, owning it, letting it flow from your chest like it has always belonged there. This is not a classroom lecture. This is a conversation from one dreamer to another. This is for the young woman who stays quiet in meetings because she is afraid her English will embarrass her. This is for the student who wants to apply to universities abroad but feels frozen at the thought of an English interview. This is for every single soul sitting in a small room with a big dream, wondering if the world will ever make room for them. Well, I'm here to tell you, it will. But first, you must open your mouth. Picture this moment. Tomorrow morning, you rise before the sun. You walk to your mirror, and instead of looking at yourself in silence, you begin to speak fluently, naturally, without translation, without hesitation, without the invisible hand of fear pressing down on your throat. Words arrive before you even search for them. Sentences unfold like a road you have walked 1,000 times. That is not wishful thinking. That is what training produces. Because here is what nobody tells you in school. Your mouth is a muscle. Treat it like one. Athletes do not become champions by reading about running. Musicians do not master instruments by watching others play. And you will never speak English with power and confidence by keeping it locked inside your head. You must train your mouth the way a boxer trains his fists. Every day, with purpose, with passion, with pain when necessary, and with absolute refusal to quit. I know the fear you carry. I have carried it myself. I remember the first time I stood before a room of English speakers, palms sweating, heart racing like I was standing at the edge of a cliff. My words scattered like birds in a storm. My tongue felt foreign in my own mouth. But something inside me refused to surrender. I told myself that day, my mouth will learn, my mouth will improve, and my mouth will one day speak with such confidence that people will lean forward just to hear me better. And it happened. Not overnight, not without struggle, but it happened because I trained. So why English? Why invest this much fire and focus into one language? Because the world, my friend, does not whisper. It broadcasts in English. The job offers, the research papers, the business negotiations, the international friendships, the global stages, they all open up to the person who can express themselves clearly in this language. You could have the most brilliant mind on the continent, but if your mouth cannot carry your ideas across the table, those ideas stay prisoner inside you. English is not just a language, it is a passport. And your mouth is the one who applies for it. But here is the secret that holds most people back. Reading English, fine. Writing it, manageable. But standing in front of another human being and speaking English with confidence and speed and emotion, that is where most people falter. That is the wall between those who dream and those who arrive. And the wall does not fall by thinking about it. It falls word by word, sentence by sentence, day by day. So let us get practical. Let us build you a plan you can carry home today. The first rule is non-negotiable. Your mouth must practice every single day. Not when the mood strikes, not twice a week when you have free time, every single day. Begin with just 10 minutes in front of your mirror each morning. Look yourself in the eye and speak. Talk about your plans, describe your feelings. Announce your ambitions like you are addressing a stadium full of people. Today I will be excellent. Today I will speak without apology. Today I will move one step closer to the life I deserve. Feel how your lips shape the words. Notice how your jaw moves. Become curious about your own voice because that voice is about to become your greatest instrument. Now, record yourself. Yes, you will cringe. Yes, your first recording will feel like a punishment. Good. Listen to it anyway. Find where you stumble. Find where a sound blurs or a sentence collapses. Then repeat it, correct it, smooth it out. This is how craftsmen work. This is how champions are built. Not through talent alone, but through the willingness to hear their own weakness and attack it. Practice the sounds that trip your tongue, the th that bites, the and l that blur together. The way fluent speakers stitch their words so seamlessly that sentences sound like one long river, not a collection of separate stones. These sounds are not your enemy. They are simply muscles you have not yet worked. Work them. Choose 5 difficult sentences every morning. Speak them slowly, then faster, then with full emotion, like you are inspiring 1,000 people, because someday you might be. Now I hear you. Some of you are already arguing with me inside your heads. But what about mistakes? What if people laugh? Let me answer that with one truth. Every single person you admire who speaks English powerfully today was once a person who spoke it terribly, without exception. The difference between them and those who stayed silent is not talent. It is the decision to speak anyway, imperfectly, awkwardly, stumblingly, and to keep going until imperfect became effortless. Mistakes are not shameful. Silence is far more costly than an accent. Speak to your mirror when there is no one else. Speak to language partners online. Join communities of people who are learning alongside you and make the agreement. English only, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Because discomfort is not failure. Discomfort is the feeling of your mouth becoming stronger. Let me tell you about someone. A young man, let us call him Raza. He came from a small city. He had engineering dreams and a brilliant technical mind. But every interview he walked into, the same thing happened. The moment an interviewer asked him to speak, his mouth closed like a door with a broken lock. He could not access his own intelligence. His English simply would not come. Someone told Raza what I'm telling you now. So Raza started waking up at 5 in the morning, before his household stirred, before the street outside filled with noise. He would go to the rooftop and speak English to the open sky. He described what he saw. He narrated his ambitions. He practiced tongue twisters until his cheeks ached. He found English videos online and did something called shadowing, playing the sentence, pausing, and repeating it exactly as the speaker said it, copying the melody, the rhythm, the breath. He recorded himself every morning. He listened every night. And slowly, week by week, something shifted. His tongue began to move differently. His confidence expanded like lungs full of fresh air. 6 months later, Raza sat across from a panel of senior engineers in a city far from home and spoke with such ease and precision that they offered him the position before he even left the building. Today, he leads teams across 3 countries. All of it, every bit of it, unlocked by training his mouth. If Raza could do it before sunrise on a rooftop with nothing but discipline and desire, then tell me honestly, what is your excuse? Let me build your complete system, because motivation alone evaporates. You need a structure. While you walk, while you cook, while you commute, listen to English. Podcasts, shows, interviews, anything that interests you. But do not just listen, respond. Repeat sentences back. Copy the speaker's rhythm like you are learning a song. Your ears are feeding your mouth. Let them do their job. Read out loud. Start wherever your level is. Simple stories, news articles, anything. But read it aloud so your throat feels English vibrate through it. Thinking English is not enough. Your mouth must physically rehearse the shape of it. Find a conversation partner. Someone across the city or across the ocean. It does not matter. Commit to 30 minutes of English-only conversation each day. When your brain tries to escape back to your native language because it is easier, refuse. Stay in English. That resistance, that struggle, that moment when you push through, that is exactly where transformation lives. I need you to feel the urgency of this. The world is accelerating and it is speaking English while it runs. Artificial intelligence, global trade, cross-border innovation, the conversations that shape the future are happening in English. If your mouth is not in that room, your ideas are not in that room. But when your mouth is trained, When your voice is confident and clear, people sit up. They listen. They trust. They open doors they would otherwise guard. That is not theory. That is what fluency does to every room it enters. Obstacles are coming. I want you prepared. There will be mornings you skip, weeks where your progress feels invisible, moments when you hear a native speaker and the distance between their voice and yours feels like an ocean. On those days, read your reasons aloud. Write them down first, why you are doing this, who you are doing it for, and then say them out loud in English with your whole chest. Let your voice remind your doubts who is in charge. Let your mouth rehearse not just language, but belief. And stop waiting until you feel ready. Readiness is a lie your fear tells you. Nobody who ever became fluent waited until they were comfortable. They became comfortable by speaking. The order only goes one way. Celebrate progress loudly. When a word that used to trip you lands cleanly, celebrate. When a full paragraph flows without a stumble, celebrate. Your brain is listening to how you respond to your own growth. Teach it that English is something to feel proud of, something to look forward to, not something to dread. Here is your 30-day challenge. Take it home. Begin tonight. Days 1 through 10, mirror work. 10 minutes every morning. Speak about your life, your plans, your feelings. Record it, review it, improve it. Days 11 through 20, shadowing. 1 English video or podcast daily. Play a sentence, pause, repeat it exactly. 30 minutes without skipping. Days 21 through 30, live conversation. A real partner, a real exchange, a real commitment to English only for at least 20 minutes every day. 30 days, that is all I am asking. 30 days, and I promise you, your mouth will not be the same. You will feel the difference in your throat. You will hear it in your own recordings. People around you will ask, what changed? Everything will have changed, because you will have changed. Friends, I have watched this happen. I have seen people who could not string 3 English sentences together, stand before crowds and speak with authority and grace. I have seen it happen in months when people committed truly, fully, without reservation. The ability is already inside you. It is not a question of intelligence. It is not a question of talent. It is a question of whether you are willing to be uncomfortable for a season so you can be unstoppable for a lifetime. Your mouth is the door. Your voice is the key. And behind that door is a version of you that the world is waiting to meet. Someone who speaks with power, who communicates with clarity, who walks into any room and holds their ground. Train your mouth. Train it fiercely. Train it every morning like the sun depends on it. Train it until English no longer feels like a foreign land, but like a home you built with your own hands. Because when that day arrives, and it will arrive, the world will not just hear you, the world will listen. You have everything you need. Now go, open your mouth, and show the world who you are becoming. Speak it, live it, claim it, and never, ever stop. Thank you.